Okay, in the previous class we were discussing about that L matching. Okay, L matching network. So in the L matching network, see like this. L matching. There are the different type of matching networks are there. We studied this single stub matching, double stub matching. We are not included in our syllabus. Single stub matching is there. I mean, transformer matching network, that also we are it is not there. L matching network is there, and QWT, quarter wave transformer matching. Quarter wave transformer matching, L matching, and single stub matching. These three we are having in our syllabus. Okay, so that L matching network, see like this. By adding we can have by connecting components like inductor and capacitor like this. Inductor and capacitor, we can get a impedance match. They are connected next to the load. ZL is here. Okay, it may be any value. ZL may be anything. Okay, just by connecting external components like this, inductor, any combination of these two, we can make impedance between these two terminal. After this is the impedance matching network, and usually this must be lossless network. Whatever you are adding, they should not dissipate any power. This and this should not dissipate any power. That is called as a lossless matching network. Okay, so by adding these two, what we are doing, see ZL is here, add a one element, you may not get it is not possible to get the impedance. See, looking in this direction, the impedance may not be equal to Z naught, but add one more element like this. Okay, by adding one more element like this, you may get the impedance between these terminal equal to Z naught, like that. Okay, so load to that you add one element, add one more element. Okay, by adding single element you may not get a impedance match, but adding one more element like this, we can get a impedance match. Looking between these two terminals, the impedance becomes Z naught. Okay, so that is equal to the characteristic impedance of this. So what happens, the wave whenever it comes like this, the between these two terminal there is a impedance equal to Z naught. So automatically our Z naught means normalized impedance is 1. Normalized impedance is 1. Okay, whenever that is between these two terminal impedance is 1 or equal to Z naught, that wave delivers maximum power to this network. Okay, and assuming this is lossless and also this is lossless, that means there is no dissipation of power over this and this. Okay, maximum power will be delivered to this load ZL. Okay, that is the idea behind this matching network. Because of this shape, it is called as L matching network. Okay, and as we saw here, element we can add first a shunt element and next is a series element. Okay, or this way from the load side. Okay, next element is series element, this is a shunt element. Okay, like that also you can add. Because of this shape, it is called as L matching network. And this component, this series element and a shunt element, they may be of any combinations like this. You see here, these are the combinations. Capacitor may be there, capacitor inductor combination, or capacitor, like any combination of this one, and but both may be same sometimes, or may be different like this, inductor, capacitor. Okay, any combination maybe. So by adding like this, we can get a impedance match. But how to add that? Okay, what should be the value of this, the value of these components, this component and this component, to make a impedance between these two terminal equal to our transmission line characteristic impedance? What should be the value of this? To find out these values of this and this, okay, by adding these two along with this, the impedance here should be equal to 50 ohm or characteristic impedance or not. Okay, then what should be the value of these two? Okay, or it may be like this, any value, any combinations. What are the values of these values? If you know the load value, if you know the load value, these values, value of this and this, okay, by adding these two with this, we can get an impedance match. These two values we can easily obtain from the Smith chart. Okay, now that procedure we were discussing in the earlier class. Okay, so first we will see what is the procedure. I was telling that in the earlier class. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to move over either resistance circle or a conductance circle. We have to move over conductance circles or resistance circle from the load point. Load point will be given, load, this is a load here, okay, load will be given, mark the load. From the load point, you can move over the resistance circle or over a conductance circle. So on the Smith chart, we know there are resistance circles are there like this. These are the resistance circles. This is a resistance circle, this is also resistance circle, okay. If you move over this resistance circle, as we know, resistance value remains the same. Impedance, this is a impedance chart, as we move impedance changes over this chart, okay. But if you move over this resistance circle, what happens? Resistance value remains the same, but the reactance value will change, okay. Say for example here, if you move from here to here, resistance value by the time you reach here, resistance value remains the same, but the reactance value changed. So it is 0.2 here, and here the reactance value is a 0.5, but resistance value is a 0.2 only. Like that, reactance value changes as you move like this, okay. And over this circle, resistance circle, you can move either a clockwise direction like this, or you can move in the anti-clockwise direction like this, anti-clockwise direction, or in the clockwise direction, okay. So if you move over the reactance, over the resistance circle, this is a resistance, constant resistance circle, we can call 0.2 resistance value. If you move in the clockwise or anti-clockwise, if you move in the clockwise direction, reactance increases. Add positive value of reactance will be added if you move in the clockwise direction, okay. That adds a series element like this, series element. Series elements will be added, series reactance value will be added along with the load, okay. Resistance value remains the same, but reactance changes, okay. If you move positive in the clockwise direction, inductor will be added, that we were studying in the earlier class, okay. So like this. So from point, if you move clockwise, load point, for example this is a load, okay. If you move 2 plus 2j, load is given, some load. If you move in the clockwise direction, reactance changed, okay. Actually if you do that, what happens, by the time you come here, resistance value remains the same, but reactance changed, okay. And this adds the series element like this. See, series element, that value you can calculate what is the value of this inductor added in the clockwise direction. If you move, that adds a series element like this, inductor, series element, and that is a inductor in the clockwise direction if you move like this, okay. And the value of inductor you can easily find out. To find out that, what we have to do, we can use this equation. See, L is equal to this, okay. This is from this equation, okay. L is equal to Z0 X divided by omega. Omega is a 2 pi f. X is a reactance, it is a change in the value of reactance as you move from here to here. So we are moving from some point here, we move to here. What happened? Resistance value remains same, but reactance changed from, see, this is a reactance circle. What is the value of reactance at this position? It's just 0.2, and we move to here, reactance value changed here now, see, it is 0.5, okay. This is a change in the value of reactance, but resistance remains the same. So to get this value of X, what we have to do, you take a reactance value at this position, final position, and the reactance value over here at the initial position, minus the initial position reactance value from the final position reactance value, you will be getting the X. X is here, reactance at position B, this is a final position where you reached, okay. And reactance at position A, whatever it is, okay. You take the X value. You know, if it is negative, you should take negative. Positive, because it is a positive, plus 5, plus 0.5 you take, and this is plus 0.2, plus 0.5 minus plus 0.2, that is a 0.3 reactance value, that you substitute here, okay. You will be getting what is the value of inductor added, okay. That way you can come to know. So what we did, we moved from on the resistance circle, we moved and reached some point, we this nothing but adds some inductor like this, okay. So Z is there, but you added this. What is the impedance here after this? This is the impedance here, okay. Similarly, if you move on the resistance circle in the clockwise direction, anti-clockwise, see like this, This is load, for example. I took a different load. What is the load here? 0.5 plus J2, point 2, 0.5 plus J 0.2 is the load I took here. Okay, if you move in the anti-clockwise direction, see like this, anti-clockwise direction on the resistance circle. As I said, you can move on any resistance circle, either over this or any. If you move in the anti-clockwise direction, that adds the capacitor in series like this. What is the value of capacitor? That we can calculate using this equation again. See this equation. Okay, here we need to substitute the value of x, here x value. This x value again, you take a initial point reactance value. What is the reactance at this position? What is the reactance at this position? Minus the reactance of this position from the reactance of this position, final position. This is a final position. Minus the reactance of initial position from the final position. You will be getting the x value. Okay. For example, this is a what B, final position, minus 0.2. B is minus 0.2. What is the value here? Initial position plus 0.2. So minus 0.2 minus 0.2 again. Minus 0.4. Our reactance value x is minus 0.4. X value substitute minus 0.4 and omega depending on the operating frequency. Okay. We will be getting that value of capacitor like that. Okay. So whenever you move over a resistance circle in the anti-clockwise direction, you should put a capacitor here. If you move in the clockwise direction, you put a inductor like this, and these values we can find like this from this whatever I have shown here. Okay, this is moving on resistance circles. See, moving on constant resistance circles. Constant resistance circle means this is the one what we are moving over this. Okay, resistance value remains the same, that's why it's constant, but reactance changes. So in the clockwise direction, moving on constant resistance circle in the clockwise direction, adds inductor as series element, adds inductor as series element. Moving on constant resistance circle in the anti-clockwise direction, adds capacitor as series element like this. Okay, so the values of this and this we can calculate using this. This is moving on constant resistance circles. Okay, reactance added in series, reactance added in series like this. Okay, next moving on constant conductance circle, adds a shunt element. See here, moving on constant conductance circle, adds shunt element. So here moving on resistance circles, these are the resistance. Moving on resistance circle, adds a series element like this. But moving on constant conductance circles, adds shunt element. Okay, audible? Hello, audible? Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, ma'am, audible.
Okay. Okay, so now as we know on the Smith chart, ZY Smith chart, we have conductance circles also. Resistance circles are there like this, we know solid circles. Similarly, there are conductance circles are there, dotted circles we have already came across those. Okay, like this opposite direction there are circles are there. These are called as conductance circles. Okay. So now if you move over conductance circle, see like this from any point to any. For example, if you move like this, or if you move like this, okay. Okay, if you move over a conductance circle like this in the clockwise direction, or maybe in the anti-clockwise from the load may be this one, or load may be anywhere, load may be. See here in this case load is somewhere here. Okay, for example, load is here, ZA load, it is here. Okay, this is some conductance circle is there, some conductance circle here, this is some conductance circle. Okay, if you move from load in the on the conductance circle in the anti-clockwise, this is the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, anti-clockwise direction, that adds a shunt element. See like this, moving on. Okay, in general, moving on conductance circle adds a shunt element like this, shunt element. You move over any conductance circle, either this is a conductance value is 0.5, this is a conductance circle 1, its value is 1, conductance value is 1. Similarly, this is a one more conductance circle, its value is 0.2. We know that on the switch chart all these are there. Okay. So now if you move over conductance circle, see like this, in the that arcs any conductance circle, okay, arcs maybe in the clockwise direction or maybe in the anti-clockwise, it arcs the element like this, shunt element. Okay, don't confuse with the resistance circle. If you move over resistance circle, either it may be clockwise or anti-clockwise, that arcs a series element like this. Okay, based on in which direction you are moving. If you move in the clockwise direction, it arcs the inductor, it arcs inductor. If you move clockwise, it arcs the inductor. If you move anti-clockwise, it arcs the capacitor, series elements if you move on resistance circles. But here it is opposite. You see now, if you move on conductance circles, shunt element will be added like this, shunt element. And which shunt element? It may be a capacitor or inductor. There are two elements, capacitor or inductor. Okay, moving on conductance circle, either in the clockwise direction or it may be in the anti-clockwise, arcs the shunt element. But if you move in the anti-clockwise direction, see here like this, anti-clockwise direction, here A to C, anti-clockwise, that arcs inductor in shunt, see like this, inductor in shunt. If you move in the clockwise direction, see this is a clockwise, this is a load point, some load point I took. Okay, moving from the load point, we are moving on conductance circle. See, this is a conductance circle. From here we are moving conductance circle. That arcs capacitor in shunt like this. Okay, susceptance will change. See, if you move on conductance circle, what happens? This is a 0.2 conductance circle. 0.2 conductance value is 0.2. If you move over this, what happens? Susceptance will change. Susceptance will change. See, susceptance value is minus plus 0.2, plus 0.5, 1 susceptance value here. But the conductance value remains the same if you move over this. Similarly, if you move over this is 0.5, conductance value is 0.5, but the susceptance value changes. If you come here, susceptance is 0.2. If you move over here, susceptance is 0.5 in the anti-clockwise direction. If you move above, then it is a minus 0.2, minus 0.5, like that. Conductance, susceptance value will change, B value. Okay, those B values you can see here. Okay, so moving on conductance circle, shunt element will be added like this, B value, actually B value will be added. Okay, so from here, if you move in the clockwise direction, okay, clockwise direction, for example A to B, this is a clockwise, is correct, moving like this is a clockwise, so you are moving A to B in the clockwise direction. Okay, susceptance will be added in shunt like this. And which element? Clockwise movement gives the capacitor in shunt. Clockwise movement on the conductance circle gives the capacitor in shunt. But here moving on resistance circle, for example, if you move in the clockwise direction on the resistance circle, series element added and it is inductor. Series element added and it is inductor, clockwise direction. But here what happens in the case conductance circle, if you move on conductance circle in the clockwise direction, okay, capacitance added in shunt like this, capacitor gets added in shunt. Okay, and that value, what is the value of capacitor, that we can find out using this equation. This is the equation, C is equal to this. Okay, similarly if you move in the anti-clockwise direction, see like this, I took some load, anyway load, some load is there here. Okay, if I at that position, if I move on conductance circle, see like this, in the anti-clockwise, this is in the anti-clockwise direction, it arcs inductor in shunt, see like this, inductor value added in shunt. Okay, that inductor value you can calculate using this equation. Okay, what is this equation? Okay, for example, I am moving from here in the clockwise direction. I told capacitance will be added in shunt. Okay, the value you can calculate using this equation. What is omega 2 pi f? Z0 is a characteristic impedance of the transmission line. What is B here? B value, susceptance value. Because as you move on the conductance circle, susceptance changes. See, susceptance changes. 0.5 plus 0.5, it is a plus 1 here from moving here to here. So get the value of B. How to get the value of B? What is the susceptance at this position, you read, and what is the susceptance at this final position, you read. Okay, minus this initial value from the final value, 1 year, this is a plus 0.5, so minus plus 0.5 is minus 0.5, so you will be getting 0.5. The answer is 0.5. Substitute that here, you will be getting the capacitor value. Okay, if you move like this. Okay, so that is value you can get. Similarly, you can get here also. Okay, if moving anti-clockwise direction, it acts as inductor in shunt. Load is this. Now I took a different load, not this one, different load. Some load point is here. I am moving on the conductance circle. Okay, in which direction? In the anti-clockwise, it acts a shunt element like this. Okay, that we know it is a inductor. How to get the value of inductor? Using this equation. Okay, here we need a B value. What is that B value? It is a change in the susceptance when you move from one point to another point on the conductance circle. So value is something here, plus 0.2. What is this here? It is 1 here, 1. Okay, final position value is 1, initial position is a 0.2. So 1 minus 0.2, 1 minus 0.2, whatever the value you get here. But here initial value is 0.2 here, final value is 1 here, plus 1. Whatever the value you get, you substitute that here. Inductor, we will be getting the value of inductor. Okay, so like that you can, this is a final position. Okay, final position value you put, and this is the initial position value. Okay, anyway, we will be getting the value of inductor, this value. Okay, so like this we can do they get the value of this component. So if you move on conductance circle, shunt element will be added. You should keep it in mind. Here I written moving on constant conductance circle. In the clockwise direction, adds capacitance in the clockwise direction, adds capacitance in shunt. In the anti-clockwise direction, adds the inductor as a shunt element like this, and the values will be calculated like this. Okay, this is the equation. So now, okay, so that is we can find values of capacitor or inductor added. Okay, next we will see this combined one. What is that? Okay, moving on constant conductance circle, and I told here moving on constant resistance circle or on the conductance circle. Okay, we will see one point, for example, like this. This is a point, some point is there. Okay, see this point, you take point over a Smith chart. Smith chart is there, ZY Smith chart. Okay, in the ZY Smith chart, there are circles are there: susceptance circle, reactance circle, conductance circle, and resistance circle. Okay, I have some point here, load point. I marked a load point here. Okay, I have marked a load point here. Okay, while doing L matching, what you should observe first is you should see at this position, identify, you should identify is there resistance circle passing. See, this is a resistance circle is passing through that point. See, through this point, this is a point, load point I have marked. You can mark based on your load value, that point will be there on the Smith chart. Some point I marked here. Okay, A. Okay, first what you should do at that position, okay, you see here, is there resistance circle passing? You see, this is the resistance, some resistance, it may be any resistance circle, it is 2 is passing through this. First you identify that resistance circle is passing. Actually what you have to do, you should move over this circle, this circle or conductance circle. That's why first you should identify resistance circle is, which resistance circle is passing. See, this is a resistance circle passing, it is 2 in this case. And also you should identify conductance circle passing through the point, same point. Some conductance circle will also pass like this. You see, this is a dotted line, whatever I have shown, conductance circle, that is also passing. So this is a conductance circle passing through our point, and this is a resistance circle passing through our point. First you should identify these two are there. Hmm? Resistance circle and one conductance circle sure passes through our point. You should identify first. Okay, see like this. So this is the resistance circle passing. Okay, this is the conductance circle passing. Okay, that happens for here is, for example, load here. For example, load is this. This is the load point. What we have to observe first? You at this through this point, identify which resistance circle. See, this is the resistance circle passing. One R value is 1. That is passing. See like this. And conductance circle is also passing. See, this is a conductance circle passing through the point. See like this. One conductance circle is passing, one resistance circle is passing through our point. First you should identify those two. Okay, so this is resistance circle is passing and this is the conductance circle. Okay, first you should identify. Next what we have to do from this position, first to identify conductance circle and resistance circle passing through the load point. So this is a load point. Okay, we identified this resistance circle is passing and this is a conductance circle passing. Conductance circle passing we identified. Okay, through this point. Next what we have to do, see, from the load point, we already saw here, see here, from the load point may be anywhere. Okay, see like load point here. We can move in the clockwise direction or in the anti-clockwise direction. From here we can move like this or move like this. Okay, so here after identifying, we identified resistance circle passing and conductance circle passing. Next what we can do, from here load point you can move in the clockwise direction like this. You can move like this in the clockwise direction from the load point. On which circle we are moving here now? See, this is a point. We can move like this over the resistance circle. We are moving in the clockwise direction on the resistance circle. This momentum, if you move like this, okay, in which direction we should move, that we will see later. But load point, what I am doing, I am moving on resistance circle like this in the clockwise direction. If I move like this, then what happens? Series inductor will be added. From the point I am moving on resistance circle in the clockwise direction, that adds series inductor. I can identify like that. Similarly, if I move this way, see, on the resistance circle I am moving, and from here load point on the resistance circle I am moving, and in the anti-clockwise direction, I am moving. Which element gets added if you move in the anti-clockwise direction? Capacitor in series. Okay, that value we can identify wherever you stop wherever you want to stop. Okay, from that point we can find out. Okay, so first what we have to do, in which direction we have to move, on which circle we have to move. See, we can move over a resistance circle like this. We can move over resistance from this point. We can move over resistance circle like this in the clockwise, or we can move in the anti-clockwise direction. If you move in the clockwise direction, it adds the series element inductor. If you anti-clockwise, it adds the series element in capacitor. Okay, but that is one. That is the one two ways. Another is, from this point we can move like on the conductance circle also. See here, this is the conductance circle. Okay, from the load point we can move in the clockwise direction like this, or in the anti-clockwise direction like this. Anyway, we can, in which direction you supposed to move, that we will see. Okay, first what we have to do, mark the load and identify the conductance circle passing through the point, resistance circle passing through the load point. See, this is load, resistance circle passing and conductance circle passing. Okay, once we identified, next what we have to do, we have to move our resistance circle here, resistance circle or conductance circle. We should move, either we have to move over the conductance circle or over the resistance circle. Okay, we should decide on which circle we have to move, either over the resistance circle or a conductance circle. Okay. Now for example, I want to move over the resistance circle. I have to move over the resistance circle. Okay. In the again there are two options. Are you moving in the clockwise direction or in the anti-clockwise direction? Two ways are there. Okay. Otherwise, if you want to move on conductance, again there are two ways. Are you moving in the anti-clockwise or in the clockwise direction? There are two ways are there. Okay. So now okay, that is the way. First we should identify that. Okay, see like this is a point in which direction I have to move. Either I have to first we should identify the resist circles, conductance circle and resistance circle passing through the point you identify. Afterwards what we have to do, on which circle we should move. Okay, on resistance circle we have to move or conductance circle we have to move. That we have to decide next time. After deciding one of the circle, we should think about in which direction we should move, clockwise direction or in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, 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 that we will see now. Okay, so first thing we should do this. Okay, anyway, wherever it may be load like this, wherever it may be here. First identify the resistance circle and conductance circle. Afterwards decide on which circle we supposed to move. Okay. That we will see now. Okay, I think you understood this. First we mark the load point like this. Okay, I marked a load point here. Okay, load point, this is a load point. I have marked, some load is given, I marked a load point. Okay, so from the load point, okay, in which direction I have to move, okay, to get the no, to get a, okay, now next is the impedance. We know now moving and identifying the circles we got. Okay, next thing is how to get a matching. Okay, so for that what we have to do, see, we are standing at the load position here. Okay, load position, this is a load position. Okay, if you stand on load position here, in which direction I have to move to get a impedance match, that I have to see. By adding which element I will be getting the matching. By moving see, from this point we can move, either you can move like this, I can move like this, I can move like this, or this way. There are four ways to move from here. I can move like this, I can move like this, or I can move like this, or I can move like this. Okay, in the four different directions I can move from here. On the conductance circle there are two directions, one is this way, one is this way. On the resistance circle I can move like this or I can like this. The thing is, from the load point, see here, you should move such that you should reach the center of the Smith chart. You move over either this circle, conductance circle, or in the resistance circle. What you should think is, moving over that circle, you should reach the center of the Smith chart. See, this is the center of the Smith chart. Okay, you stand here. Okay, if you stand here, you should think on which direction I have to, which circle I have to move, and by moving in which direction I will reach the center of the Smith chart. See like this. So for example, in this case, if I stand here, okay, you should think in which, either to move like this, or move like this. But our intention is, by moving either this way or this way, this way or this way, what I want, I should reach the center of the Smith chart. Okay. See, if I stand here, if I move like this, if I move anti-clockwise direction on the resistance circle, shall I go to the center of the Smith chart? See, if I start here, if I move on resistance circle like this, shall I reach center of the Smith chart? It is not possible. It is going ending here. We cannot reach. Okay, so moving like this, we will not get a, we will not reach the center of the Smith chart. Okay, and also you see, if from this position, if I move on conductance circle, see, I can move on conductance circle in the anti-clockwise direction. If I from here, if I move like this, I do not reach center of the Smith chart. It will end somewhere here. Okay, similarly at this position, if I move in the clockwise direction on the conductance circle, I do not reach the center of the Smith chart. Okay, Okay, but from here, if I move in the clockwise anti-clockwise direction from here, from the load point, move on resistance circle in the anti-clockwise direction, I will be reaching center of the Smith chart. You stop here. Okay, from here, you can see from the Smith chart itself. From here, if I move like this, I will be reaching center of the Smith chart. That gives the impedance match actually. If you reach the center of the Smith, wherever load point, okay, you reach the center of the Smith chart. That gives the your matching. So what I did, load point, I moved from here over the resistance circle in the anti-clockwise direction, and I stopped here because I reached center of the Smith chart. That is a matched load. Okay, so what I did, I started here from the initial value, I stopped here. Which element I added now? Load is there, some load is there. Okay, what I did from here, because I should reach the center of the Smith chart. If I move only in this direction, that is anti-clockwise, on the resistance circle only, I will be reaching the center of the Smith chart. So what I did, I started from here, I moved on resistance circle. You should stand here and see in which direction I have to move. Should I move like this or this way or this way? If I move in which direction I will reach this point, that you should see. Okay, if I stand here and see, only the option is this. Okay, I should move on the resistance circle in the anti-clockwise direction. I reach to this point B. Okay, that's all. This adds some element. So load is there. From the load, I moved on resistance circle in the anti-clockwise direction from A to B. That adds which element? Capacitor in series. Is correct. Moving on resistance circle in the anti-clockwise direction adds a series element. Okay, see like this. Move on resistance circle. Moving on resistance circle. Sorry, where is it? Here. In the anti-clockwise direction adds a series element like this. What is the value of this series element? That is a capacitor added. A series element in the anti-clockwise, moving on anti-clockwise direction adds a series capacitor. What is the value of this? That you can find out using this equation. That is x value you have to find out. What is the x value? How to find out that? Final value reactance you take, and initial value reactance. Okay, initial value reactance you minus from the final value reactance. So that is here in this figure. See, in this figure, initial reactance you take. What is from here we moved here. Okay, to this point. What is the initial value? This. What is the final value? Is this 0. 0 is the final value. Initial value is a +1. Use this equation. This equation here. B value, B value, final position value, this is the initial position value. So in initial position value, final position value, you got a 0 here. Initial value is a +1. Okay, well that is a -1. Reactance value, what are the reactance value you got here? That is a -1. Okay, we will be adding the capacitor. It is a capacitor like this. Capacitor will be added. See, by moving like this. We added a capacitor. We reached center of the Smith chart. Okay, capacitor add. What is the value of capacitor? We can find out using this equation. Okay, x value, how to find out x value? You take a final value, zero reactance here, along the horizontal line. What is the initial value? This is the initial value, 1 +1. Okay, minus this +1 from B, -1 we will be getting. B is a 0, this is a +1, A value, reactance at the position A, +1, so it is minus here. Okay, -1 we will be getting. So that you substitute in the equation. Okay, you will be getting the, so in that equation I have given here. Okay, this equation, you substitute x value -1 here, you will be getting the value of C, capacitor added. Okay, so like that you can, so by adding that, what happens, if you move like this, center of the one we reached. Okay, center we reached. What is the impedance here? That is 1 only here. Okay, we added just load here, we added one capacitor. That brings our only one element is needed, because load is 50 here, real part is 50, that's why. On the Smith chart we can do like this. Zn is equal to 1, we will be getting the impedance match. Okay, so wherever you are, from that point you should reach the center of the Smith chart. So we are here, we are reaching center of the Smith chart means this is the point. Okay, from here we reached here. That is our resistance circle is passing through 1. That's why see our resistance circle in this particular problem, load is this. That load is on the R is equal to 1 circle. See here, this is a R is equal to 1 circle. Okay, so R is equal to 1 circle, we just moved on that to this point. Okay, that's why you reach the center of the Smith chart. Center of the Smith chart means R is equal to 1. Okay, our load is already is on R is equal to 1 circle, but reactance something by extra reactance, opposite reactance we added, we got a impedance match, one element needed, because real part is 50 ohm here. Load you see here, it is 1, real part is 1 and reactance is plus 1 here. Okay, real part is 1 means it is a 50 ohm Z0. Okay, what is the next? So automatically if you move to the center of the Smith chart, from here over the resistance circle, capacitor added, its opposite reactance is -1. Okay, like that. So what we did in this problem, our load is on the R is equal to 1 circle, so easily we reached here. Okay, but see in other problems, for example here, here you see here in this problem, load is this point, this is a load point. Okay, for what I said, you should identify which resistance, this resistance circle, 2 circles first, this is a R is equal to 2 circle is passing, and R is equal to G is equal to some circle is passing, G circle, this is a G circle. Okay, G circle. Okay, so from here you can move in the 4 different directions. From here we can move in 4 different, either you can move like this, we can move on the resistance circle. Okay, you can move like this and we can move, and from the conductance circle we can move like this and we can move like this. But you see here in this case, either you move on the conductance circle in the clockwise or anti-clockwise, you do not reach this position. Similarly from here, if you move here this direction or this direction, we are not reaching this position. Is correct? We do not reach this position. Okay, either from here, either you move on the resistance circle in the clockwise or anti-clockwise, we are not reaching this center of the Smith chart. Or similarly, you from here you move on the conductance circle in the clockwise, we are not reaching this point. See like this, this is a conductance circle, we do not reach. Similarly, even moving this direction, we do not reach the center of the Smith chart here. Okay, in such a, because this point is not on the R is equal to 1 circle. Earlier our load is on this circle, R is equal to 1 circle. See like this, it is R is equal to 1 circle. Actually it is very important. See, G is equal to 1 circle and R is equal to 1 circle are very important. This is R is equal to 1 circle. Our load was see, this is the point, it is on the R is equal to 1 circle, on R is equal to 1 circle like this. Okay, but so whatever automatically we, so what we did, we just moved from here to here. Okay, we moved like one from a load point to here, it is easily moved because load is on the R is equal to 1 circle. Okay, but here how do you move from this case? See here, you should move on the resistance circle passing through our resistance circle passing through our point, load point. This is a load point. R is equal to 2 circle is passing, not R is equal to 1 circle. R is equal to 2 circle is passing. So even you move clockwise or anti-clockwise, you do not reach this point. Similarly, conductance circle, from here you move like this, R in the anti-clockwise, you do not reach this. So what to do, what you should do is, nearest path you should think in which way you have to move. From the load point, what we can do is, first you reach the R is equal to 1 circle like this. See, from the load point, first you reach R is equal to 1 circle. See, once we reach R is equal to 1 circle, see, this is R is equal to 1 circle. from the load point, wherever it is the load point, first you reach the R is equal to one circle, moving over either conductance circle or resistance circle. See, this is a resistance circle, this is a conductance circle. What we can do from here, standing here, you should think first you reach the R is equal to one circle, either move on this resistance circle or conductance circle, but reach the R is equal to one circle. See, this is R is equal to one circle. Okay, so what I did, I stood here, I did not move like this, because R is equal to one circle we cannot reach. This is R is equal to one circle. If you move like this, this circle we do not reach. So what we can do, from here move in the anti-clockwise direction. We will be intersecting with the R is equal to one circle. This we stop here, start from here and move like this over the conductance circle. This is a conductance circle. Conductance circle passing over the conductance circle, you move in the anti-clockwise direction from load. Move in the anti-clockwise direction like this. Okay, conductance circle, anti-clockwise direction on the conductance circle. Wherever it intersect R is equal to one circle, you stop. Okay, so what we did first, from the load we moved on the conductance circle, okay, in the anti-clockwise direction, and we stopped here. Okay, that adds some element. Okay, moving on conductance circle adds a shunt element like this. Which shunt element? Anti-clockwise inductor it adds. Inductor added. See, moving A to this C, R is equal to one circle, we moved on a conductance circle in the anti-clockwise direction. That adds the shunt conductor like this. Okay, a shunt inductor it adds like this. Next, what we can do, we are here. Okay, from here you move over the resistance circle. From here move over the resistance circle. This is R is equal to one circle. From here reach the center of the Smith chart. Reach the center of the Smith chart. So we are load at first, we added one element, this element. Okay, now we are here in this position. From there you move over the resistance circle, because you can easily reach. If you move from here, we can move either this way, we can move this way, but what is our intention? I should reach the center of the Smith chart. So I am standing now here, that is by adding this element I am standing here. What I can do, I can move either this way or this way or this way or this way. I should see in which direction if I move I will reach this position. So from here I am moving on resistance circle, so I will reach this point. So starting from here I move to this position. So what I did, after adding this moment from load to C, added this element. Okay, now at this position C, okay, I am moving again from C to B. On which circle I am moving? On resistance circle in the anti-clockwise direction. On the resistance, first I moved on conductance circle to reach C from here to here. That adds the shunt inductor. But after reaching C, what I did, I moved in the anti-clockwise direction on the resistance circle. That adds capacitor in series. Okay, capacitor in series it adds here. That value you can find out. Initial value is this and final value is this. You can find out this value. Similarly, this value you started here and ended here over the conductance. That is element added. Initial value susceptance here, final value susceptance here. Will give the value of this inductor. Okay, and this one more component we added here. Okay, that is from C to B we moved. C is the initial point, B is the final point. Okay, that adds a capacitor. That value you can find out from this reactance. Series element means reactance. You should know down what is the reactance at this position. Get the value of this one. Okay, so load is something like this. First from the load you reach the center of the Smith chart. R is equal to one circle. Okay, or then from that point you reach here. See, for example, here if I move directly, it is already R is equal to one circle. See, this is for example load. From here I can easily reach here. That is only one component we can add here, it's enough. because load is already is on R is equal to 1 circle. By moving from here to here I can get a impedance match. Similarly, see for example load is here, that is conductance circle, G is equal to 1 circle. Just from here move to here, center of the Smith chart, you can easily reach center of the Smith chart. See, this is the center. G is equal to 1 circle, R is equal to 1 circle. They are passing through our center of the Smith chart. That's why they are very important. This is R is equal to 1 circle. To get a impedance match, you should move on this. Okay. Similarly, G is equal to 1 circle. This is G is equal to 1 circle. Okay. So if you move on G is equal to 1 circle, you will be reaching center of the Smith chart. From R is equal to 1 circle, if you move, okay, we will be reaching center of the Smith chart. Okay. So this in these examples, load is here. Moving just in on the resistance circle, we will reach here. Series element capacitor added will give the one. But if the load point is here, let's see. Move on conductance circle. G is equal to 1 circle. Shunt capacitor is just odd if the load is here. If you move over this conductance circle and reach here, center of the Smith chart, okay, that is a shunt element conductor moving on conductance circle in the clockwise direction, adds a capacitor in shunt. Okay, so like based on load, you can move over the Smith chart and find out the values of either capacitor, inductor, based on your movement, on which circle you are moving. Are you moving on a conductance circle or moving on a resistance circle? And again, are you moving in the clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction? Based on that, you should find out the value of component audit. Okay. See, like this. Here I am here. First, this is at all not passing through R is, it is load point is not on R is equal to 1 circle. So first reach the R is equal to 1 circle. Like afterwards you reach center. Okay. Okay. This examples here. Okay. Okay, we will continue in the next class. Hello, audible? Hello, is audible? Am I audible?